Welcome to another episode of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, episode 10, season 5, Mind the Gap. And this episode, the ladies are heading to London. Brooke is beyond messy, and Apple Watts and Shun love clash. Stay tuned for all this and more.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Now, when is somebody from Love and Hip Hop gonna make something like this? You know, Cardi, she comes from the franchise. She stayed for like a year. She got out of there, but we need y'all to come with it. You know, we got K. Michelle. We got so many talented people. I just want them to be great.
Somebody with a hit single.
I just want them to be great. Come on, Tiara. You ain't on. You know, you out of rehab. Let's
come on.
Get in that studio.
I know. We just need to motivate them. I think they can do it.
Come on, Lyrica.
I know. Lyrica, I think, is actually putting out some music, but I'm like, we'll see.
I wonder if they could like come together and make like a group or make a song like Ladies Night or something. You remember like Ladies Night from a long time ago?
Like
that
Lil'
would be
Kim,
dope.
Christina Aguilera, all different little voices and stuff. They should. Little Love and Hip Hop version.
Yeah. Well, I'm your host, Miss Conversation Peace, and I got my girls in here with me.
What's up, everyone? I'm DJ.
Yes, back again. I'm Kayla Renee.
All right, well, we got to get into this episode. Your overall thoughts. I think it was a boring trip, to be honest with you.
It kind of was. It was giving me like Real Housewives of Atlanta vibes or something. I was like,
but they have fun.
Got money. Yeah, I was like, oh, they got money to go to London. Look, and then it was just like it was supposed to be a business trip, but then it went real left and messy real fast. I was like, oh, okay, this is true love and hip hop fashion.
Yeah, I definitely expected a whole lot more drama, being that all the girls had issues among them. So there was some sort of tension going in, but I didn't really get a whole lot of I don't know. Excitement from that,
No, I just feel like, first of all, we're going on a trip. Let's talk about it before we go. And then second of all, let's have fun. Like, I don't know. Is London boring or something? Because it looked boring. I don't know.
It's gloomy out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a place I want to just go turn up. Like, I'm going to Paris at least, I don't know. Well, episode started out with Brooke meeting up with the ladies to talk crap about Moniece. She can't go a scene without talking about somebody. And she's basically saying like, oh, she's ready to go on this trip, but she was about to pass out the other day. I mean, an anxiety attack can be serious in the moment and it can come out of anywhere, but does that mean like your life is over like at the moment?
This is just like what we were talking about last week. It was just like, one, it's like already like mental illness and stuff like that is already like a huge thing in the African American community. So it was like even whatever she's going through, it was just so classless how like Brooke handled the situation. And it was like, then you go back to another brunch and you still talking about her like behind her back, like, y'all, I think she was faking the whole thing. Like,
and is that what she was talking about on her live about like the edits? But then you're going back to talk crap, so then it must not have been edited.
Exactly.
So what was it? Like
that make no sense.
Clearly, she's trying to make herself look good, so she's blaming on the editing. But she was wrong for that. Obviously, like she should have been there with Moniece to check up on her instead of talking crap about her. We clearly saw she went in the booth after she was taken from the booth to the ambulance and everything. And then now she's still talking about her at the lunch. Like, and it's wrong. And
Moniece actually went on her live as well, and she did her vocals a cappella. She's like, I can sing. You guys can hear it. And she can. So Brooke is saying that she's intimidated by her voice, but she can't sing that much better than Moniece. Like, they're on the same level to me.
Brooke is really out here thinking she's like the next Whitney Houston out here with the vocals. Like, sis, I haven't heard anybody speak anything about your vocals yet. So...
I'm tired of her trying to outshine everybody. Yeah, like, what is wrong with you?
And then it's like, if those were the edits, like, was this episode non-edited again to make it seem like you weren't talking about Moniece when you were? Like, okay.
Don't we hate a one-upper? Let's just be in the moment. Just have fun, girls. Just stop trying to take everybody's shine and get your own shine.
That's what it is.
Invite somebody to your studio session. Why don't you have sessions if you're that popping? You feel me? Like, I don't know.
Clearly, she's jealous of something that somebody else is getting because you're not getting that attention.
Yeah.
She's really throwing a temper tantrum like a 5-year-old right now.
Mm-hmm. So Donatella's the one who's putting this whole trip together, and that's
I didn't even know that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was surprised she wasn't. Yeah, I was surprised she wasn't going. I mean, isn't that her hometown?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. How you plan it and you're not there? She said she's booked and busy. She's too busy to go, so she sent them on their way. But she set up everything. Did she pay for it, or because who paid for it?
I don't know.
Because everybody was like, I'm going. Like, who's invited? Everybody invited themselves. Like, I thought she only invited Bridget and.
The plus ones are plus oneing.
Don't you hate that? Like, I invited you. Don't be bringing nobody with you to eat up all the food.
Wasn't one of them like, yeah, let's just like throw La Brittany in there too, and she does music, and it's just like, okay,
that was
paying
Brooke
for her trip?
again.
Yeah, it was like, who paying for her trip? Because like, you got the coin, sis. Like, where's she staying at? They talking about this like 8-bedroom house. You just got to get yourself there, I guess.
I'm surprised Lyrica didn't go though.
But you know Lyrica wasn't going with none of them. One, it's already rumors that La Brittany is sleeping with her man. You already got Brooke and her already kind of on thin ice with their friendship, and then it's like her real friend is only like Moniece. If you really count that as like a friendship.
So when they finally get to London, Tiara, she almost gets hit by a car because she didn't realize they drive on the other side of the street. And then Nikki, she's all bougie, like, I'm not walking. Like,
you know, Nikki was had to bring high class LA to London.
You know, sometimes when you go on a trip, it's like too many people. You can't really hang because it's like too many people got like their own agendas or their own thoughts of how they want to get around. And I know like that can cause a clash, and not to mention all the drama that they have. But I really don't understand why they didn't hash it out, but they did sit down together, and I think Bridget was like, let's just get it out, which they should have done before. But then La Brittany's like, yeah, don't keep my name out your mouth, girl.
With the neck roll.
So what do we think about that?
I was scared for Moniece because I don't know.
I thought they were gonna fight.
I know, right? La Brittany looked like she wanted to fight even before the trip when they sat down, and they were just like, "Oh, nice to officially meet you." And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm going." I'm like, "Okay." You know, she had like a whole little neck roll, so I was like, "Oh, it's about to go down." But yeah, it didn't really go as I thought it was going to go because it was. You know, even though there was some sort of like shade thrown, I feel like, but there wasn't any hands thrown. So that was interesting to see.
When I'm like V, because I'm like, when this conversation should have been had when she was like auditioning for Pride, because I think that was when the conversation came up about that whole thing. Because her and Jay Will, remember they were at like the Les Jardins or something while he was like doing his rehearsals. But it was just like, I don't know, like these rumors are just. It's like Moniece and Brooke, I swear, are like competing to see who can be like the next Karlie Redd. But it's like they're like they never really take like accountability for anything. It was like Moniece was so quick to point the finger at somebody else. Like, I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I wasn't the one who started the rumor. I mean, I heard this from somebody else who said it from somebody else, and then somebody else, and then somebody else, and so I was just like,
should you spread rumors that you hear, or should you go to the person, or just keep it to yourself?
Just keep your mouth shut.
I mean, like I feel like for this instance, like Moniece and La Brittany aren't really that close. So I figured like if they were at least close, like besties or whatever, then I would say, yeah, she should have came to her first rather than talking behind her back. But it was just a rumor about a stranger that she's or acquaintance that she doesn't know too well. So it wasn't anything. I don't even think it was malicious or anything. She just heard something and then she was just spreading the message.
And then on top of that, I think she said like she heard it from like Lyrica. She was like, well, Lyrica told me something about, because it was like the whole dance thing when she was like in the video or the concert or whatever. It was like she was dancing and she was like, well, I heard it from Lyrica. It was like, okay, well, you know, Lyrica was probably thinking that just because of the situation what happened with her man, but that was like weeks ago, depending on the show. You know what I mean? The episode. So I was like,
I don't think Lyrica was the one, because if it was somebody if I thought someone was sleeping with my man, I wouldn't be like spreading a rumor. Like I would be trying to find and get up with her. Like, why are you sleeping with my man? So I don't think it was Lyrica. I think it's just been out in the streets.
It was Jay Will, clearly, but it was just like, where did he hear that information?
No, Moniece told Jay Will. So who told Moniece? I don't think it was Lyrica who told Moniece.
Oh, I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was Jay Will told Moniece, and Moniece was like running her mouth.
No, remember he showed up at the little I don't know, something they had. He showed up late. Remember, she was like, next time show up on time.
Yes. Okay,
and so he showed up, and then that's when they got.
You're right.
They had the conversation, and so Moniece was like, "Yeah, that girl sleeping with A1. I heard. So I don't think it was malicious. I think it was just like, yeah, watch out for her type of conversation.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't know. So, yeah. But anyway, the Tierra is triggered, it seems, because they go on this bar, you know, pub. What is it called?
Bar hopping. Yeah,
Pub, yeah.
Pub crawl. That's what it's called. Okay. So she's trying to, you know, fit in with the girls and go along with what they want to do, but she starts to get triggered and she's willing to take herself out of the situation. And Moniece goes with her. I think that was really.
I commended her for that.
Yeah.
Same.
A good thing for Moniece to do friendship wise, because they need to build their friendship back up. And, you know, the girls weren't, I don't think, compassionate about like how she would feel.
They didn't even notice that they left. I was like waiting for them to be like, where'd Moniece and Tierra go? They was just too busy turning up having shots. But at the same time, I commend Tierra only because I could see how that environment would trigger. One, you're in a full bar. Everybody in London is probably like 18 and up drinking. You know what I mean? Having a good time. Shots back to back, margaritas, whatever. So it's like, if you really can't partake in that, or if like you do a shot and somebody already like, you in your first shot already, or is that your fifth? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I wouldn't even want to put myself in that situation. So it's like, I commend her and like applaud her for actually walking away from it.
Yeah, and Paris too, it seemed like was trying to like, you know, tempt her a little bit too. I mean, I don't know if because Paris was already tipsy or drunk or whatever and she wasn't thinking straight, but I do applaud Tierra for stepping out of the situation, and I do appreciate that Moniece, you know, that was a good way to kind of rebuild their friendship back up again. So she was there for her.
Yeah, I've been in a situation where I wanted to do like a detox, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the party and I'm gonna be sober, and it was so miserable because everybody was like. And I'm like,
it's hard to have a good time when everybody around you
right,
is like,
and you just pay attention to everything. Like I look at every little thing. I'm like, you look so stupid. Like you're not even like you can't even dance. Like,
and then another thing too, to point out was like Tierra actually made a good point when she was like, I honestly feel myself if I have one drink, I'm gonna keep drinking and trying to numb myself for this whole thing. Because I'm like, I kind of would have been that friend to be like, girl, you've been doing so well to have this little margarita, you deserve it. But it's like if you knew that one margarita would have tempted you to have like 10 margaritas, and it's like, okay, don't do it. Yeah. But it's like, I commend her. So yeah.
And she was already stressed out with the whole situation. So that whole situation probably makes her want to drink even more.
Yeah.
So she did the right thing.
I'm kind of confused about the whole alcoholic, like the whole process of it, because you're saying like if you take one drink and then you end up drinking 10, does that mean like after that day's over, then you're gonna keep drinking? You know, like you does that mean you can't like stop and go to rehab again, or not necessarily rehab, but just stop again? Like, can you not just have a vacation time where you can drink and then go back to your regular life?
She probably just knows herself. You know what I mean? Some people are probably like, they can function, you know, after like 5 beers or whatever. I'd be like, okay, I'm still good. Like, I know I had a problem or whatever, but it's like, no, I had 5 beers, but I can still be okay. But her, she's probably like, no, I know once I have 10 drinks or whatever, I'm not going to want to stop. Like, I'm just going to keep trying to numb myself. I don't want to do anything. She probably just wants to be passed out all day, not trying to think about it. So, like, her turning into a bottle would probably be like the worst thing for her.
It's an addiction, I feel like, that she's still trying to recover from. So I feel like once it becomes like an addiction, it's kind of hard to really stop even just after having one. So that's why I feel like people, you know, when they say, oh yeah, I'm 6 months sober or a year sober, like without one drink or anything like that, I think really that's their way of trying to like, recover and heal from that addiction.
Wow. That's
interesting.
That's very touching, deep, you know?
It is.
Well, so speaking of Tierra, so she was trying to get away from the scandal, and let's jump ahead to, you know what? Let's just jump ahead to where Bridget, she had a press conference, right?
Oh my God. I swear.
Now, wait a minute. Is Bridget that popping in London right now?
I swear, I wanted to know how staged this was. One, I didn't know because it was like, okay, Donatella set it up. So it was like, okay, it would have been like, oh, she knew some press and publicity, whatever, to set up at the house. But I'm just like... At the house though, like I was like, oh, there's no red carpet event.
This.
Like there's
it's like this outside
in the backyard in the grass. But it was like no pop-up shop, no pop-up concert, no nothing. Like you just had to do it in the backyard.
It looked like a barbecue setup or
something
like that, like a little picnic table.
And then multiple outlets was coming through like a grocery store. Like I was just like, oh, okay,
yeah,
this is different.
It was very strange. But anyway, so Brooke, she sees what's going on and she has to come and, insert herself like she did at Monique's studio session. Once again, you're not popping enough to have your own press, so you got to come and be pressed and sit your butt down talking about let's have some banana. No, girl, I don't know what's going on. But she sat down and she basically took over this girl's interview.
Yeah. Definitely took it over and just it was just
the worst. It was so frustrating. I'm like, Brooke, what are you doing? And then she was just like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And also LaBrittany came through too, and started promoting Britney, like talking about Britney, like, oh yeah, she should open up for Bridget, all that. I'm like, yo, you guys totally stole Bridget's shine right now. Like, this is her moment. Let her have her moment.
And how do you know she wants someone to open up for her? Did you ask her?
You can see it on her face, but it was like, clearly I can see Bridget's point of view, because it's like, one, you don't want to lash out, because it's like, as a media, whatever, we love that stuff, so we soak it all up. Like, we went to go interview Bridget, went totally left, we got this juicy information, you know what I mean? So it's like, you kind of have to hold your composure and then be professional. But at the same time, I would have been like, girl, this is not your interview, sis. Love you, but excuse yourself, and then we'll kind of like ask these people if they want to do like a group thing at the end. But right now, this is just for me, and then we can do something to like together where everybody can kind of just tell whatever projects they're working on. But it's like, how she did it was super messy,
Yeah, I think
this is the third time Brooke has been messy. It's like, no, you already was annoying with the whole girlfriend and Marcus situation. Yeah. Then you came through disrespecting Monique and her like mental illness or whatever that she going through, and now like you just acting extra in London. I'm done with Brooke.
Even Lyrica called her Messy Brooke.
I was about to say, like, I'm done with Brooke at this point.
Messy Brooke.
And she did it to Lyrica too.
Yeah, I was about to say, see, this is 4 times now. Bye.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think Bridget could have shut her down though. She could have been like, she could have stopped her when she first walked over, but she didn't. And I don't think she thought that Brooke was gonna do her like that. I don't know, but I would have shut it down. But then Tiara stepped out like, oh, the chicken's ready. And the guy's like, oh yeah, Tiara's here too. And so he brought her over, and I think that was the thing that Tiara was trying to shy away from. And so she sits down, and the guy immediately goes in like, what's up with this sex tape? And then she pretty much, she gets up and walks out because he's like, can I see it?
Yeah, so the friend made it worse. He was like, where can I see it?
Really? Very disrespectful. I mean, I don't know.
It was just like a series of unfortunate events, because it was like, if Brooke would have never came out there with that nasty banana, it was like Tiara wouldn't have came out there, because then it would have been like Brooke and LaBrittany or whatever would have been in the house. So if she needed some seasoning or where her chicken at, whatever she was asking, it could have been so many other women that was in there trying to figure that out, instead of having to go to the backyard to ask where everything is. You know what I mean? So it was like, clearly she went out there looking for one of them to find the seasoning or the chicken, whatever. So it was just like, if none of y'all would have went outside, that interview and that situation would have never taken place.
But here's the thing. Just like I said, Bridget could have turned Brooke away. Tiara could have been like, I'm good. I'm cooking chicken. I'm not coming over.
That's true.
Like,
so you sat down like...
Because that's the first thing I'm going to ask. Exactly. You sit down right here, girl. What's up? What happened? Who did it? What for? Like, I'm going to ask you those questions. So that's only me doing my job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't blame the guy. I mean, as a journalist, what do you think? If you had to sit down with Tiara, what would you?
I'd ask about the sex tape. I mean,
I would, but I wouldn't have been like, I wouldn't have been like, can I see it? Where can I find it? It just would have been a different approach. So clearly that was like unprofessional, because as a host, you know how to approach those types of questions.
Exactly. And I would at least warmed her up, made her smile a little bit, like, girl, if you feel comfortable with me enough to tell me what really happened. That's
you start talking about trifling men. Girl, speaking of trifling men,
Akbar, what happened?
We know light-skinned guys with colored eyes, and it'd be like, so Tiara.
Speaking of him, I'm glad he's not even on this episode. I'm glad Rockstar. I didn't miss none of them.
None of them.
So they could stay gone, right?
It was a calm episode. I was like, okay.
I don't know, because they are kind of funny, though.
Yeah, Rockstar's really funny. Even though I hate him, but I think he's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, because this episode was kind of boring.
We'll see him next episode, though, because he's already back to his clown behavior.
I miss Fizz. Where he at?
Ew, really?
I don't know. Even though I'm not
Fizz, but I'm not really feeling him.
AKA Drew.
He never stands up for Monique. Like, I don't like that.
I know, but I still would like to see him again.
He went.
You just like him from B2K.
I had a huge crush on him on the B2K days. Oh my gosh!
To be honest, Fizz was like my second favorite. I was an Omarion girl. I wanted the lead. Like, I wanted the one who made the most money.
I liked Batman. Wait, was that was
immature. Marcus Houston. You like his brother. Like, I was like, you like his brother.
Wait, was that his brother?
Yeah. Remember Marcus Houston and Omarion were like stepbrothers or something like that.
Oh.
I wonder how true that was. Because remember everybody used to say Little Fizz and Jhené Aiko were cousins, and it came out to like a few years ago that they were like, they're never related.
They were play cousins.
Yeah, they were play cousins, but we all thought they was because they were all light skinned and had good hair. So we were like, oh, they must be related.
Whatever. That was just a Scream tour get up. Yeah.
Drew was too busy partnering with what's her name? I want to call her Vanessa.
Oh yeah. It's not Stacy, right?
Yes, it is. I think it is Stassi or Stacy or something like that.
No, that's Marcus. Marcus is.
Oh, I don't know.
Is he with her? He's always taking somebody's leftovers.
Remember AD's best friend and Monique and her were fighting.
I forgot her name.
That's why he didn't make it to this episode, because he picked the wrong one. He should pick somebody. He should have stuck with Nikki. Well, Nikki don't like.
Nikki is a boss. She already.
Yeah, she couldn't handle him. I mean, he couldn't handle her.
Yeah, she can't be laid up, booed up all day watching Netflix and chilling. Nikki out here getting to the coin.
I don't know. It just seemed like they were in the middle of the ghetto of London in this episode. It didn't seem like fun or luxurious at all. Like, I feel like they should have went to Paris or something.
Look, speaking of Paris, she definitely had her emotional breakdown this episode.
Yeah. You know what? If she said circumcised one more time on this episode.
Oh my God.
I was so annoying. I'm like, really? Is that true?
Are you circumcised?
It was just like annoying.
Like every guy you see, are you circumcised?
Like how the men was looking at her was just like, what? And then some girl
like, I don't even want to even have this conversation with you.
It's
at
just
all.
like awkward because she's like, no, okay, we'll move along then. And it was like the guys who were like, yeah. She was like, all right, high five. And I would have just been like, okay, look.
Like, are you going to be servicing them in some kind of way? Like, why are you asking? Like, what is going on here?
That's so random. So awkward. Come on, Paris.
But she broke down because she felt like her character was attacked by K. Michelle, who said she was a thief.
Once again, the story
for $50. I mean, a thief is a thief. I don't know. You shouldn't have took it.
I'm still I'm still sticking with my story is like, I know how Uber and Lyft works. And it's like, if you've already taken so many rides, your little card, your last 4 numbers or whatever is already saved. So it's like, you go through the little steps of like verifying and confirming. It's like, hey, is this your ride? Is this the location? How many people? This is the price. Confirm. Boop, boop, boop. Couple steps. So you confirmed, I guess, one, she just didn't notice that, or you just didn't bother to check that wasn't your card number and you just let it go through already. But it's like, hey, Michelle, come on, $50. Like, you should have way more money in your pocket to really be concerned and ruin somebody's livelihood over $50. Yeah, I'm just still bothered. Like, no.
Do you think she said if she didn't know all these other people that her career would have been over to vouch for her? Do you think like her career would have been over just because of the tweet that K. Michelle put out?
To be honest, I don't know if I could really speak on it because it's like I didn't really know what she was doing before that. And it was like, even if she was K. Michelle's assistant, whatever, sister, best friend, whatever, it was like I still didn't really know until we seen K. Michelle's show when she had her little spinoff. So it was like, if nobody would have ever watched that, we still wouldn't know who Paris is today. There's still people out here who probably don't even know who she is today.
I wouldn't.
So it's like,
I would not have known until this season.
That too. Like, I wasn't even checking for it. So
I never saw the tweet. I never heard about it.
I didn't know she knew those people that she mentioned.
I remember hearing about the story, but it wasn't like, oh my God, dropped it, stopped the press. Like, it was just like, oh, Kate Michelle, her friend, whatever, next.
Well, let's get into over here in the U.S., Apple Watts and
my
Shun
God.
Love. They were still here.
It was a disappointment.
And Shun set up this big boss meeting with her lawyer, like, let's sign these contracts, and Apple is still in the strip club. Like, I gotta get this bread. But what I'm confused about is if you have a meeting and you're not gonna go, why not just say you're not gonna go? I'm busy. Like, why do you feel like this is somebody you have to lie to? Like, and she's somebody offering you something. I'm confused.
Honestly, Apple let me down this episode. You know, I was hyping her up every episode. I was like, yo, Apple, I'm loving her more and more and more. But yeah, I was surprised. I mean, it's a big meeting with a big business meeting, and probably career changing. So I was surprised, you know, that Apple didn't at least, you know, send a text. I feel like that was so unprofessional. I mean, I understand, you know, you got to hustle, you got to make money and all that, but like, you know, communication is key.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way. I see a little, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in both. One, I'm disappointed in Shun. Let me start with her because she's like too eager. Like you're like such an eager beaver that it's like you don't even have all your ducks in a row to get something straight. And it was like, oh, my attorney, I'm paying him for by the hour. If Apple like never confirmed that she was showing up to that meeting, you should have never sent that man to that restaurant to be like, such and such is happening. Because it's like, if you got to pay this man so many thousands by the hour, how many hours were y'all sitting there? It would have been like after 30, 45 minutes, I would have been like, all right, clearly she not showing up. So it would have been like, I wouldn't have had to pay him for that hour, first of all. But it's like, she was making it seem like they was sitting there for hours. Like, you know what I mean? I'm losing money. And then it was like, you just randomly show up to the strip club, found her on social media, and then it was like, she was like, oh, I got a gig and I got to get some money. But it's like, Apple, yeah, like DJ is saying, it's like you definitely could have sent a quick little text to be like, hey, had to pick up a shift. You know, it's hard out here for me and my kids. You know, I got to get to the bag. This is what's happening tonight, whatever. But it was like she stomping her feet like a 5-year-old in them thick old stripper heels. Like, girl, get out somewhere. No, I was so disappointed. I was like, bye, Apple.
And Shun taking out stacks of money again.
Like hundreds. Like, of course, like in true Shun nature, like, girl, put your money back. Money was all on the floor.
I know, right?
And then Apple had like 10 ones in her hand. I'm like, is this all you made tonight that you about to feed the kids? What, we about to get the 4 for $4 from Wendy's? I don't know, Mom. Like, come on.
You know what? It's hard out here being a stripper in LA. They not paid as much as the girls in Vegas and the girls in Atlanta.
She need to go work at Nikki's strip club.
I've never seen it, or I don't know.
I actually have.
Oh,
Crazy
so are they
Girls.
making a lot of money?
I don't know. That part I don't know. But I'm like, I know Crazy Girls does exist, but it's like they all on the same show. Why not give her a job? I don't know.
Well,
and supposedly she's like the highest paid or most popular stripper in LA right now. So it's like
exactly. But this is the thing. I kind of feel where Apple's coming from because she's like, I don't trust people a lot, and the way, like you said, she's so eager, like to take her and sign a contract. I can kind of feel that because a lot of artists get caught up in that trap where they just sign it like, yeah, I'm about to get a deal, and they just sign papers.
Sign your life away.
And then you get locked into this crazy deal. So I kind of see where Apple's coming from. So she needs her own representation, not only to meet with your rep.
Her lawyer.
Exactly.
To meet with Shun's lawyer.
Exactly, but she doesn't have them bread for that. And so she's kind of like hesitant. So I don't kind of blame her for that, but communication is key. So she should definitely have just told her, you know, maybe we could take it a little slow. Maybe we can do just a simple agreement and then see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been a better situation.
I think Shun is just like, I don't know, she's just like too over the top. And then what's it called? Like a binding contract where it's not like something that's like super set in stone, but it's like something that you can kind of like work on. Like almost like what you were saying, that like she could have like something kind of like, hey, if everything works out well, this is what's going to happen and come forth. But it's like, you are already ready to like have her name signing on the dotted line. Like, I don't even know what I'm signing. Like, what am I signing up for? And it's like, she's so busy trying to be like the next Mama Deb that it's like, like, you know what I mean? It's like, where is your track record? Like, what am I actually signing up for? Like, she hasn't really gave me a whole list of like, this is what I can do for you, this, that, and the third. And it's like,
well, she seems like she wants to manage Apple, but this is the thing with a manager. A manager doesn't really pay your way. Your manager comes when you already have opportunities lined up. So that's, I think, where the sketchiness comes in, because I don't even think she knows the business like that.
Yeah, and isn't a manager the person just who books your shows and gigs and
exactly.
stuff? So, it's like,
so she's trying to give her all this money. Like, I got hundreds. I got bands. Like, I got way more than what you're getting. Cool. You want to invest in me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe she wants to invest in, look at her as a business versus a manager. I don't know, because she's managing Amber, her daughter, and that didn't work out because she's controlling her daughter, and so now you're trying to do the same thing with Apple. And
she's just money hungry.
Yeah. Well, she has money.
That's not, but I don't know. She's just trying to do something for a quick little extra $1 because it's not.
She
working.
just want to be on Love and Hip Hop.
That's true.
So she's like, yeah, let's get Apple. She'll fall for it. I don't know. She should get Tiara then. I feel
somebody
like
who you can feel like already has like a good track record. You know, is going to be able to produce.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good collaboration between them.
It would be better than Akbar and Tiara. Like, seriously. Because Shun would have her back. She'll be fighting the dude and the Alejandra and everybody for it. Like, I think that would be a better situation. I think Mona, she knows who to put with who. Clearly. And what's gonna draw in these ratings. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just a big old mess, Lord. So
Fix it, Lord.
Fix it, Lord. So let's get into a little bit of news and gossip. It's not a lot going on. Ray J and Princess Love had a little special. I didn't get to tap into it, but I saw a sneak peek. It looked really funny. He wore like a little pregnant belly, and she was like pressing the buttons and making him like feel contractions. So I thought that was really cute and funny.
She was cracking up. Like you can tell that she was like really laughing at him. I've never heard Princess laugh that hard. And I was like, wow. Look, I'm like, she laughs. But
right.
I always just feel like every time we see Princess, she's just sad and wondering where Ray J is.
Like, where's Ray J? You left me at home for 7 days. Again.
So it was nice to see her let her hair down. Yeah, I was like, I didn't catch the whole special, but it was nice to see them like, you know, in their little husband wife little element, because I was like, it's especially refreshing to see Ray J in a whole different light too, because it actually gives me hope that like men will change and there are some good men out there who will like really be like family and wholesome men. So yeah, wish them the best.
Their little family is so cute. I always see them on Instagram, and that little girl, she looks just like Mama Norwood.
That's the funny part. She looks like Mama Norwood and Princess.
That's like, because Mama Norwood was giving Princess hell. That's what they say when people like bother you. Yes, that baby starts to look like them. So I think
I need to have the best pregnancy so my kid can just come out beautiful like me. I don't need no stressors. Like, I don't need no stressors from the world. Like, I don't want my son to have no traits from Donald Trump because the world is just horrible now. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't need nothing interfering, no negative energy interfering with my pregnancy. I might pull a Kylie when I get pregnant. Like, you won't see me the whole time.
Smart. Yeah, she was smart. Yeah. And she got $1 billion. Anything happening with any of the franchises? I know something got to be going on.
Oh, yeah. So I'm like, in other news, so there was something posted today, y'all, about Tommy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Y'all, once again, Tommy got caught up in the system. She's supposedly turned herself in today to go to jail for 48 hours with her man, Ian Connor, right there by her side.
That's her man?
Her babysitting, this is her babysitting job. I don't know. He's young, but he took her car and then dropped her off and then took her car and then was probably joyriding for the next 2 days. So who knows?
So do we know what she did?
Probably trying to beat somebody up, smash some windows. I don't know. She's crazy.
I don't know. For a 48-hour type of thing, it kind of sounds like she probably violated some type of probation or some type of house arrest or whatever. So I don't know. It wasn't really. I didn't actually go into the whole entire like story, but
you
didn't
violate.
Really notice.
You get longer.
I don't know.
I think you get longer. I'm not.
I can't keep up with Tommy and her going to jail.
I thought she was changing.
I mean, because like we was talking about her last season, and we were like, yes, like we thought she was gonna be better. And Tommy, I think this is like the 10th other time that you didn't went to jail since Love and Hip Hop Atlanta ended.
I don't understand how someone can go to jail so many times, because I feel like once you appear in front of the judge, they're like, look, I'm just going to throw the book at you. You're going to get the full maximum sentence because you can't stay out of trouble. Like, what is her problem? You're getting money.
Was she drinking? Was she under the influence?
That honestly, it was not in the article. It did not say anything about like DUI or drinking or whatever. But it's just like she gets so many slaps on the wrist. But it's like what Via saying. It's just like, how many times is she going to jail that the judge is just like, 2 days, 10 days? Like, no, like you need to be in there for a few years at this point.
Yeah, she's like 30 mugshots.
You don't deserve your freedom right now, to be honest. Like, I don't know. That's a little harsh statement, but at the same time, it's like she's taking it for granted.
Yeah.
So let somebody else free who's actually in there that was wrongly convicted over somebody who's just doing this for fun at this point.
Yeah.
I have no respect for Tommy at this point.
I think she has over 35 mugshots. Like, seriously. And that's just from the season where I was introduced to her. Because she's gone to jail after that.
Like Joseline, like remember, like I think that when they were beefing, it was like somebody pulled it up and it was like a whole like row of like all her mugshots. And I was just like, dang, you got options? Like, which one do you want to be today? Like, what? No.
Yeah, I think it may be that she was using other identities. So maybe the judge doesn't know, like, these are all of her aliases. And so maybe that's why she's not getting the full book thrown at her. I'm serious, because, like, how is she getting so much trouble? Like, I've never known someone to get arrested so many times. Like, that's crazy. Like,
it's insane.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Do y'all have any other news and gossip? Y'all know anything else is going on?
Not that I know of. I'm like, the block ain't hot this week. No,
hey. Well, let's get into some predictions. We have to predict what's happening.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
So, before we get into these predictions, let me let you guys know at AfterBuzz, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, science fiction, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. And for now, thank you for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of talk. Let me know who's in the live chat right now.
Our chat is actually going up. Okay. Shout out to Sky Patterson. Always in there. Carolyn Ralph is always with us. They are starting off with Tiara Marie needs to leave. Love and Hip Hop. She needs to start making music. Yes, they're so over. Sky is over the cast. Apple Watts. But they said me and you were cool. Sky doesn't agree with you. DJ says he does not miss Fizz. Paris is a hot mess. Going back to Paris and K Michelle. K Michelle, I guess, said that she stole more than that, more than $50, and the bank sent like a fraud alert to her and froze her account. So I'm like, I didn't hear about that. But thank you so much for telling us about that, Carolyn. Apple Watts, Sky thinks that Apple Watts needs to leave the polls and go work as a waitress at like Red Lobster or something while she's working on her music.
Why Red Lobster?
That's true, but I mean, it's like a regular job. She could be working at TJ Maxx or something. Like, who knows? But
there's got to be another job she could get money.
Yeah, going back to the contract, Sky is saying don't sign the contract. Not all money is good money. That's true. Make the money, don't let it make you. That's a good one, especially because she in a strip club too. Right. Shout out to Sky for that one. Alexis said Paris had her confused on all levels. Yeah, that's crazy. Sky came back to say Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is filming right now until December. Love and Hip Hop New York is filming until November, and then Miami, I guess, is supposed to be filming soon. Everybody agrees with Tommy. Adrian, shout out to Adrian McCullough. He says Tommy is crazy and has some issues. Yeah, she has to work on those. Yeah. Luann Simon says Tommy needs to accept that she's an alcoholic. Yeah, we said that a long time ago, though. And then Sky thinks Tommy will forever be a smooth criminal. That's exactly what she is. That's such a good... That's such a good quote for her, because she is a smooth criminal. But yeah, thank you guys so much for viewing with us, and keep your comments coming.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe and give us a 5-star on iTunes. iTunes. Yes. Yeah, if you're listening to us, give us a 5-star, because we're halfway through the season, right?
I know.
And I just don't know, like, these predictions, what do you guys think is going to happen?
Oh man, well, I know next week Bridget's gonna finally speak up against Brooke for being super messy, so I'm looking forward to that, because somebody needs to call her ass out, or butt. Sorry, am I supposed to say that word? Sorry, but I'm just getting so annoyed with her.
That's how I feel. We all feel the same way,
right?
Yeah. And I think we're finally gonna go back to probably more of Lyrica and A1 mess. Right? I think about whose baby.
I saw a little sneak peek, and I think Ray J is pretty much done with A1. He's like taking Safari's side, I guess. I don't know in this.
Oh, we kind of I was about to say, we kind of forgot to talk about that brief moment that Lyrica had with her mom, and then A1 kind of had with his brother. And they were talking about the whole baby situation and catching them up. Basically, the only two people on their corner, catching them up on everything that happened. And Lloyd is already like, bro, are you sure that's yours? A1 looked like, I don't know. And then it's like, I guess he went back home, because Lyrica's already like, now I'm stressed out because A1's back on his high horse again, thinking I'm doing wrong. So
do you think
clearly her mom is like the only one in her corner?
Do you think that A1's brother needs to mind his business, or do you think he's looking out for A1 and that's the best advice he could give? I mean,
combination of both.
Definitely have, I feel like he definitely has the best intentions. But, and then I hear what A1 said. He was just like, I need everybody to just, mind their business and just support me and just let me make my own decisions or whatever. And I feel like at some point, that's what they're eventually going to have to do. I mean, obviously he wants to stay in the relationship. He wants to believe what he wants to believe, whether it's true or not. So I think everybody just has to just fall back.
Yeah, I don't think he had good intentions, because they don't like Lyrica. They want her out of there. So I think he wants to just throw that little tidbit in there because it's like they've already made up. Why do you keep bringing up, is this your baby? Like, you said that at the last lunch when y'all threw food at her. Like, stop asking him that. Like,
I think the whole situation is gonna end up being like totally false and swept under the rug. The baby's gonna come out and look just like A1 and Lyrica. We're all gonna know it's A1 and Lyrica's baby, and then it's like everybody's just gonna be embarrassed and nobody's gonna be talking about it anymore. But I'm excited like you, DJ, to see this girl fight because Brooke and Bridget battle of the bees because because I would have came at Brooke like way to the left, like, girl, no, you need to pack your bags because it's time for you to go.
Exactly. Goodbye. Trip over.
Yeah, because she ruined everything, like Brooke.
But A1 got on Instagram and made a little funny video, like he was Kanye doing a Kanye rant. I don't know, like
the Kanye challenge saying he just left the nail shop. So
I think he be listening to us. We told him to stop going to the nail shop. He was like, I'm gonna go, but when I get out, I'm gonna talk this mess right here.
He had to get that fresh.
So we be watching y'all on Instagram. We're you guys make sure to stay tuned with us on Instagram. Follow me on my social media. I'm Miss Conversation Piece. You can follow me on Instagram at Conversation Piece, like a piece of cake, or Twitter, Miss Convo Piece.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Djenane, aka DJ. You can find me on Instagram at JenonBo.
Yes. Also, thank you guys for tuning in with us, and we love your comments. You guys can follow me on Instagram also at @the_Kayla Renee.
Yes, thank you guys so much for sticking with us, and we'll be back next week with more drama from the Love and Hip Hop cast. Thank you guys. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.